What's up, and thank you for listening to the Steve and Jay Show. I am not Steve, but don't you worry your pretty little heads, because this guy sitting right over here to my right-hand side, he happens to be Steve Frazier. I'm Jason Courier, and this is our Battleground, our WWE Battleground 2017 reaction show. No, review and reaction. That's what we like to call it, right? Review and reaction.
Yeah.
Review and reaction show.
Mm-hmm. So, if you're following us on YouTube, feel free to hit that subscribe
Come
button.
on, subscribe. Come
If you already listened to us,
click it.
You should click it. SteveandJShow.com. Totally all day, every day.
Yeah.
How about you, boys?
Every day once we get it working.
We're kind of like high tech. We got the little
kind
Twitter.
of still working it out.
At Steve and J Show. So follow us on Twitter.
Twitter.
Listen to us. Tweet us.
Tweet us.
Might have hashtags. Little hashtag war.
Some hashtags.
You know. And if you're media savage and social media savage, everybody's on Facebook. Feel free to hit that search button and look us up at Steve and J Show.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
That pretty little magnifying glass up at the top of your cell phone.
See what's searching.
Click Steve and J Show.
Yeah,
just try
see
it. Just try it. Try us out.
So, what do we got going on today?
So, Battleground. I was kind of going into it with a little skunk face, thinking that it was going to be that good a pay-per-view, and I thought it was actually a pretty decent pay-per-view.
It was.
Like for
how much you can, critique on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
I liked
agree
it.
with you. I agree.
For being kind of the mid pay-per-view type pay-per-view, it was better than Monday Night Raw's Great Balls of Fire, I thought.
And even then, though, it was better than I would anticipate it because following from Great Balls of Fire, what do you do? Like, we're all leading up to this main event, to, this cornerstone of the year. So how do we do this?
Right.
Well, so I'm kind of with you on that, too.
Yeah.
So what do we got?
So,
what
New Day kicked off the show, and they took on the Usos. I liked the match. Steve didn't quite care for the match.
You know my feeling on that. Yeah. What did you take out of the match, though? Like, what would you like about it? What was cool about it? That was different.
Well, what you're getting at is the trust fall. I'm a big fan of the trust fall, and then Kofi got caught.
That's a pretty dope move.
Power slam down on the.
That is a pretty.
It is a pretty dope move.
It's pretty
the
entertaining.
whole turning the back thing in the air. Like, I think that's really cool stuff.
Right, the oopsie-loopies.
Yeah, and in the end, the New Day won, and are now the.
See, that's interesting.
SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Knowing that they won, and knowing their history of how long they held it, so is this their way to have the concrete of saying that, hey, you know what? At least we have these guys. They've held it this long. At least they're entertaining until we can find a replacement. Because apparently they thought they did, and just at the end it just didn't happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Or just maybe things didn't pan out. Maybe not in that situation alone. Or future reference.
We talked about this off the air too, in that the WWE seems to be kind of pushing everything towards the next generation of superstars that are coming up. And I'm not saying that the New Day are old, because they're certainly not. They're not. And the Usos aren't old either, but they're kind of that group that's already established. I'm just kind of surprised that they pass the belt from one established tag team to another established tag team.
Well, what about even Woods with New Day?
Yeah, with the way they just kind of...
Well,
but didn't they form New Day through NXT? Like, weren't all three of them...
Well, like
Kofi was in WWE,
the rap
right?
battle. Remember the rap battle?
Oh God!
Oh, Kofi Kingston, I thought you were Jamaican.
Yeah, you're Jamaican, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny.
So funny.
That was way better than.
That was actually
you
funny,
thought you were cool. Your wife only made you because she was on Divas. Yeah.
And then everything got
like you Jamaican.
You Jamaican. Jamaican
awesome.
is pretty good.
I can't keep a serious face with that. Yeah. That was good. That's hilarious.
Kofi Kingston.
Oh, shit.
That was good. Yeah. So, anyway, our next match of the night came up, and it was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. Sorry, you distracted me by handing me that pretty pink pen.
I'm sorry. That's our follower.
It is.
What'd you get out of that? Prior into it, before.
I had said on the pre-show that I thought that this was going to be an odd ending type match where they're going to try to protect both guys, kind of thing. And that's pretty much what it was. Baron Corbin kicked Shinsuke in the junk and ended the match. This is one of my major pet peeves. You know that is ending a pay-per-view match in a Monday night or Tuesday night type of way. It's a pay-per-view. You don't end it on a DQ. You don't end it on a count-out. You don't end it on...
Right. Like, people didn't pay to see that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you're going to do that the next night,
you don't do it. And I get
totally agree.
And, I don't know. It's classic. I get it. It's
it's so classic.
It's what they do.
It's unexpected, but when it happens, it feels like it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
You know, you totally caught me. And it was one of those situations. I totally agree with you on that. Boo. Boo.
I'm just not a big fan of the clunky ending on the pay-per-view. And this wasn't the only kind of clunky ending of the night. Fortunately, I'll again hold this over Great Balls of Fire. It seems like it was nothing but clunky endings on Great Balls of Fire, but this had a couple of them that I didn't really care for either.
It was
a
little sloppy.
In general, there was a few little sloppy moments. There was some bloodied lips and blackened eyes, and so
we go to the next match.
Yeah, our Fatal Five-Way.
The Fatal Five-Way.
The Fatal Five-Way elimination.
Absolutely.
Which I'm kind of a fan of the elimination process of the Fatal anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of chance to set up some drama.
I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, I'm just not a fan of it. Why would it bring it down?
See, I don't like the Fatal 4-way, 5-way, whatever, as far as for a title. But the elimination, I think, kind of adds a little bit of...
It's got that spice to it.
You know.
Yeah, no, it's got that spice.
And I'll again point to myself on the pre-fight prediction show. I said that I thought that either Tamina or Lana, I figured either one of those were going to be the new number one contender. And, of course, who were the first two women eliminated?
The ones that we
Tamina
thought that would...
Lana.
Exactly, that would win.
By Becky Lynch.
You know, eventually down to it. Yeah, it's just like... It seems to me like Charlotte's just taking a little back seat right now.
She kind of is.
That road
I've kind of got a feeling they're going to have a rivalry between her and Becky Lynch, though, coming up. Because they're playing up the whole their BFFs thing way too much.
They're setting something
in WWE, that's the way they do. They play up the friendship and then they break it down.
Well, and how they tie that is have a free-for-all, and they end up being, friends doing tag team on the people, person that they don't like. So they form that little connection, and you just, feed off of that. And how far do you go? So, so Natalia won.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Natalia won.
At the end, it is, yeah.
Which is cool. I think you called it best when you said that this is probably the beginning of her little swan song last run.
It has to be. Out of all the names, we got Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Lana, Natalia, and Tamina. Naomi. She was on the side.
Yeah, she was sitting...
Doing her shit.
Sitting on the sidelines.
With JBL.
Yeah, sitting there.
Talking sexiness about his cowboy hat. Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
I liked it. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the women's division in general. I like the whole thing, like you had said, of Natalya making her last little run. It kind of confuses me a little bit too. At the same time that you had said that this is it for her, with her husband reportedly coming.
Well, it's because of her
into the
dad.
Scene and
apparently, her dad, he's not
Right.
doing so well.
Yeah, well, and that doesn't mean her husband can't work, or maybe it means that her husband needs to work.
Well, that means maybe husband's doing his thing
Yeah.
and can't leave that. Too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe just came down.
Well, and
to
we've
her.
seen they don't make a shit ton of money, so
They're not even a good
they make
couple.
They
They're
make
not
a
even-
decent amount of money.
They're not even a good couple.
Really.
Like, I don't even know.
Really, you don't like them.
So
No, I mean wrestlers in general don't make a shit ton of money.
I understand that, but I'm saying like a couple, like a group, like they don't. Oh my god. They're both selfish in a different way, but it's not
Really?
conceited.
See, I've never.
But it's
I've
not conceited.
Never watched a episode.
Yeah,
of that.
it's kind of weird.
Hmm.
They're caring, so that's why the conceitedness is
But
not
they've got-
there, but it's selfishness.
Hmm.
I don't know how to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? It's like, and they're both the same kind. So I don't see nothing going on. It's not nothing weird. And
I'm
it's
kind of
like-
curious too what they do with his character, if they keep him as a backstage guy that just does things behind the scenes, like a lot of guys that are former wrestlers do, or if he's going to be a real manager, like a Jimmy Hart manager, like a walkout with a superstar.
Hey, I wouldn't
manager.
be surprised if everything you said would come true. CM Punk's talking about coming back.
Yeah, you
So
you've
I
said
mean,
that,
so even then,
which would be awesome.
absolutely.
Even
So-
if he did it part time, it'd be
It
awesome.
wouldn't even matter. He's
It'd be
coming
even better
back.
if he came back and, like you had said again, if he led his little faction and brought together a little group of guys, and it'd be pretty dope.
Well, that fashion took him to MMA. Took him to a whole bigger world than being a wrestler.
Yeah, his
that you're
faction
just
took
starting
him
up in
right
a
to-
fucking backyard under a freeway.
Speaking of, did you hear the little rumblings and that The Rock might try MMA?
I heard The Rock might run for president. So
I know, like who really knows?
who really knows?
Yeah, I heard The Rock is a giraffe.
He's 40-something years old. He's not gonna do that. He's not gonna.
So,
If he's gonna make money, he'll do it in the WWE, not make money and embarrass himself.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, honestly.
I can't possibly see him even remotely. Don't touch me. Thinking about doing that.
Give me a look.
So anyway,
All right, let's go. What do you got?
AJ Styles took on Kevin Owens next up on the list for the United States. What did Kevin Owens call it? United States Championship of America.
Championship of America. I was waiting. Yeah, you were totally
That's
on
what
that.
he-
You
that's
said
what
it
he
right.
called it.
Yeah, you said
Anyway.
it right. Championship of America.
Championship.
Not the United States champion, but I mean, whatever.
This was our second oddball ending of the night that I didn't really care for.
I like how you're looking around, seeing how you can place it, like verbally. Like, how do I put words to this?
Mhm. I just
Well
it's
played,
another
B.
little
High five. Well played.
Mhm.
So, what's going on?
The
happened with that?
Simo pin thing where AJ Styles
This is
lost
my
his title.
time. This is my time. Hold on.
Yeah, this is the one you've been waiting for, really?
Yes.
The big
Yes.
teaser? Okay.
Yes. This is my time.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to take a chug.
Um,
Apparently, I got to wet the whistle. Oh.
Okay.
Bear with me, Jason.
I'm bearing with you.
Okay.
I've been bearing with you.
Hey, bear with Jason.
Mm-hmm. So, here we go. Let's take our small commercial break here. Oh, boy.
You ready?
I've been ready.
Okay. So, apparently, they decided at the last minute to have Owens beat
Oh, is that right?
AJ Styles. So, at the end of the match,
They meaning...
at the end of the match, that's why AJ Styles was so hysterical and pissed off. That was actual legit emotion.
Oh, is that right? Like, he
Yes.
was that confused?
He was
like,
that confused
what the
and
fuck's
shocked.
going on here?
What the fuck? Exactly. And so that's why it was such an awkward title switch.
Gotcha.
And
That's
it
why
was
he had
like,
that
dude, you
look
just
like-
lost your title in that. Why are you still sitting in the ring?
That's why it had that awkward.
Why didn't you?
Well, it was clunky and awkward looking, and I didn't like it.
Well, apparently
No,
that's what happened.
that would be why, because somebody forgot to tell AJ Styles.
And apparently, he got kicked out of the arena that night.
Oh, really? Really, you got that right?
He exploded.
Oh boy.
Went out to the locker room, didn't exploded out
Oh,
from
boy.
the locker room into the garage, and then out the arena you go.
Continued. Wow. See you, bud.
Well, it's understandable. I'd be too. Like, how the fuck am I that guy? Like,
How are you supposed to put on a show if you
Every-
don't like?
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole idea? Is they know the outcome, right?
Well, apparently he changed it at the last minute. And
Wow.
it kind of makes sense.
It's a
That's
shock
what I was
that
saying.
never
That's what it
happens.
kind of makes sense of looking at his reaction and the way he was, expressing
No, he
himself.
legitimately looked like it just didn't look right. It looked like he had that look like, oh man, we messed that up. Like,
Yeah, like something happened.
oh
It
no,
didn't
like
go
oh
right.
shoot,
It wasn't.
we
What the fuck?
Vince is gonna be mad. I messed that up.
Yeah.
Totally screwed that up.
Shit.
What did I do? Damn it. So anyway, next up is Steve's favorite match of the night. We got John Cena against Rusev
God.
in the flag match, where apparently not only do you beat the hell out of your opponent and grab the flag, but you beat the hell out of your opponent, you grab the flag, and then you run a little race, and you run it up the ramp, and you put the magic flag into the little stand, and you win.
Jay, I can't take you serious right there. How you started that was hilarious. Like I totally lost me. I don't know where we're at right now. I'm gonna be honest. We're live, right? So
we're talking
my
about-
bad, folks.
We talking about
I was
talking about some John Cena.
You had me like 5 minutes ago. I was sitting there laughing my ass off. And then I'm trying to like get my grits to get my foundation, and I'm like 2 minutes behind. So apologize.
Oh, anyway.
That's so funny. No, you're doing your thing.
Anywho,
This is what we do.
Rusev and Cena beat the hell out of each other for
There we are.
a while.
There we are. My favorite match is how you recall.
Yeah,
right?
your favorite match.
Yeah,
This is how I.
It's
Yeah.
my worst match then. God.
So I thought it was kind of a cool little table setup thing, and the way they did it, I thought it was kind of neat-ish. I don't know. I know you're not a big fan of Cena. I didn't think that they were gonna actually do an accolade through or attitude. It was AA. Sorry, the attitude
Yeah,
adjuster.
adjustment. Yeah. No, you're fine.
Through the tables like that. That off the platform.
Well, they're not going to set it up that way. Like, eventually, like, they're going to have, like, how they always do, like, a four-man, or it's not going to be a one-on-one thing. It's just not. And that's unfortunate.
Well, they battled back and forth. They drug the flag up. They did. It was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Like you said, what'd you say? They run up the ramp.
Running up the ramp.
They run up the ramp, and they put it in this little hole, and they post it.
And then you win.
Yeah, that's so
And
funny.
then you win. then you get to win.
You run it up the ramp.
Isn't it stupid? Like, come on.
No, it's hilarious because that's what you're doing.
That's what they did. Yeah.
You got to beat your opponent, right?
And John Cena did just
Everything
that.
counts.
Yeah. Everything counts. America. USA.
Shit, so that's a flag match. Boo.
Yeah. So that was their flag match. And I don't remember any flag matches. For some reason, I don't recall them having to run it up the ramp. And I thought it was just you grabbed it and then you win.
I want to say Sergeant Slaughter started the flag match. To be honest
The
with you.
Slaughter. No. The
I
Slaughter
want-
Hogan rivalry?
Just
or?
the,
See, I was thinking it was some sort of a Hogan thing.
well, we're
'cause
doing
he
old school
always-
thing, right? With the Great Khali with the Punjabi prison.
Yeah.
So I figured we're taking back the
Oh,
old
you want to
school
go ahead and
shit.
jump up to
So that would make sense to me.
the old main event? Yeah.
right?
Which was kind of a neat little surprise. You like
Just
that?
saying, just saying. So my thinking is since we're doing that old school thing, that why not that? And so maybe they're setting up something for that, and then maybe we got closure with this Khali thing, because he's gonna come out and
Do you think he's going to be like a full-time wrestler, or not full-time even, just a part-time wrestler?
They're going to have their
or
group.
Do you think this was a one-time done thing?
They're going to have their group till SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And the SummerSlam will put a
So it'll be the four of them, the Singh brothers,
all the
the
way
Great
through.
Khali,
Yep.
and
Yep.
so
Yep.
those four. That'd be kind of neat, I guess.
But the neat
I don't know
thing,
about the Singh brothers being part of it, but
you
kind of
just,
not the.
God damn it! You just stole the words. I was gonna say the neat thing would be is I don't know where the Singh people like or the brothers like even like factor into this.
It's the same thing they did with Seth
situation,
Rollins, with
you know?
Mercury, and gosh, what was the other dude?
I liked Mercury too.
Yeah,
Mercury was dope. Flippy dippy motherfucker. Like he was smooth.
Joey Mercury. So anyway, after the Cena
That was so cool.
run up the ramp
I heard
match,
that by the way.
Sami Zayn took on Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis, but Mike Kanellis was the only one that actually climbed into the ring tonight.
Pretty funny on that too.
Yeah, Sami Zayn won it though. He picked up the upset win. I thought it was a bit of an upset. Sammy doesn't get to win a whole lot these days. He gets to.
Well, he's the guy that puts up a good match.
Mm-hmm. He puts on a good match, and
You know,
and
so where he's
like the new Dolph Ziggler of the.
There you go, where he's on the tongue of everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but not necessarily the winner or the loser. Just he always loses.
He's in there,
but everybody's talking about him. So, like, apparently we talk about winners, and he's not a winner, but he's still talked about.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, though? I mean, like, what's your take on that?
I think that they need to figure out what they're going to do with his character and
They
just
have
stick with
to.
something and just go with it. And
North or South? Good guy or bad guy? Like, it's figured
and
out.
I think they're going to. He'll always be a babyface. I don't
Why
see
not
him.
be a bad guy?
He would be a good little heel.
Wouldn't that be a bigger punch? Be like, oh.
Yeah, he would make a good heel.
Wouldn't
But
that
it
be
will
cool?
never happen. He might later in his career. He might have a little stint as a heel. That would be pretty cool. But
And he wins, though.
and actually wins. Yeah.
You know, so with him winning, speaking of like how we have different perspectives, but bottom line, he won. Where do you think the direction's gonna go with him? Like, what do you think their plans are with him? Like, how do you play him? Is he gonna go a tag team? Obviously, he's there now. He's here. Could have just made him lose.
He might be pretty good as a tag team partner with somebody.
What do you think that? Like, what do you say that? What, you flippy dippy or?
Yeah, he's the type that. Well, I don't know. I like his little flippy dippy. He has kind of an aerial type game, and geez, I got the hiccups.
Yeah, you did. I heard that.
Got a little aerial game to him, and
his
he
character.
would mesh well, I think, with somebody that was a big dude that just came in and mopped the floor type. You know, he'd get
like
beat up
that.
well,
I
and then
like
he could.
that. I agree with that. I totally agree with you on that because that's what they're needing. They need some action. Obviously, like their bigs. You said it. You always say it. They like their bigs.
They love
'cause
their
they
bigs,
do.
but they always break up their bigs
But,
from there. So
yeah.
he'd be good with a big guy.
Well, like our boys, Kaz and Enzo.
Yeah,
So I mean,
exactly.
we're witness of that. So we got.
So then the main event came up. Finally,
Holy shit! I was about to say that.
we got there.
Get there.
Yeah.
What you got?
So the Punjabi prison match between Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton. Jinder, the WWE World Champion, defended his title against Randy Orton in the Punjabi prison match with a little bit of help from an old friend. No offense to the great Khali for calling him old, but he's an old friend.
I'm gonna raise my hand.
I'm going to give you a high five.
And I'm going to give you a high five. Remember, we were talking about the whole situation. About Bray Wyatt not being a leader, but being a follower.
Right. Right. And so Khali is
I think
there.
you're going to see a new whole movement right now. Randy Orton's the talk now. Not nobody else.
Well, and what's next for Khali, too? Or not Khali, even Jinder. Both of them.
Ginger's losing it to Corbin, apparently. in SummerSlam.
Well, yeah, he's going to eventually lose it to Corbin, or somebody's going to.
No, he's losing. Apparently, he's losing it to Corbin in SummerSlam.
Really, that's the idea.
So, like,
do you think he's going to end up fighting Cena at SummerSlam?
Well, that's the thing, and so that's what I was getting at. And now it's like the storyline is like, well, then how do you set this up for it?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the bottom line and that's the issue, how do you? What's before all that?
What's next?
Yeah, like what's going on, and how do we lead up to this?
Yeah, well, and the whole what's next thing even involves everything, like the whole everything around gender is what's next.
My personal experience, and like when I was seeing him and coming up, and he was holding the title belt, and then going on Facebook, and everybody saying, "Hey, is he the real champ, or is he just not over yet?" And it's like, I would not be surprised if you do see him at least do Monday Night Raws,
do a little turn
or
against
something, to build up the next pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's got to be something.
If they did that, do you think that they would do that and try to use that to push Jinder up to being a babyface kind of thing?
I think Jinder was a rental.
Would they just...
I think he was a rental.
Yeah.
I really did. I don't think they... I think they had a plan and it went south. Mm-hmm. And so I think he was the next best thing.
Right.
Honestly, I really do.
Do the India push. And,
why not? Just push it. I mean, he's a big dude. He's a beast. You can sell it for a minute.
He is a big dude. He's an animal.
He's a beast. That guy's an animal.
He's a good wrestler, too. For a big guy, he does the big guy thing well.
Well, even then, like, how there's characters where you say, we're like, dude, I fucking hate them. And you're like, dude, I like them because they play it well. He's one of those characters that I fucking hate because he plays it so well that I hate so much. Mm-hmm. That's how good he is.
So they're good at what they do.
Exactly. That's how good they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
And that's coming from a fan and seeing it.
Yeah, you gotta like that.
That takes some...
Being able to pull that off, yeah.
That takes some dedication.
Yeah.
Exactly, to pull that off and be the character like that and have somebody convinced that this is how they are. And knowing they're not.
And they're really not. And he's probably an awesome dude.
He's probably cool as shit.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and Maharaja, what does he say?
Maharaja.
That's king.
King. Gotcha.
I asked Kim yesterday.
Maharaja.
And she didn't know, so I Googled it and put it on my phone.
Gotcha. It's king.
And she says, oh, that's king.
Oh,
gotcha. She says Maharajas, like they have, they're close. And they have their gold.
Gotcha.
And then they had their gold chic. And it went over, and on that gold sheet, it was supposed to have their religion, like little things they pray on.
Gotcha.
Whatever, all on the side.
It's like a religious thing.
So it was kind of like lords on Game of Thrones.
Gotcha.
So when the king asks for everybody to come together, like, he only calls for the lords. You're like, dude, that's all you have? There's hell armies in that. You have no idea. Yeah. They're lords. They run that army for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Lords. That's the idea. Yeah.
Right.
They're the lords.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I'm sorry. I'm rambling.
No, you're not rambling. But we need to wrap her up because we're pushing our time limit, and we don't like to get too lengthy for you guys. We appreciate you guys listening, though.
I really do too. We got shirts.
Yeah, we got shirts. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, thank you guys for following us on Facebook. Thanks for looking us up. Thanks for accepting our friend requests that we send you on Facebook. If you want to find us on there, look on your on your phone or even on your PC.
Don't think that you heard us that we don't hear you.
Right.
So we hear you too.
Anyway, you can find us on Facebook by clicking on that. Don't touch me. On that hourglass. No, it's not an hourglass. It's a
eyeglass.
Eyeglass. It's an eyeglass. Click on the eyeglass and you can switch. Switch for us.
Switch it.
Steve and J Show. You can find us. Yes. You can follow us on Twitter at Steve and J Show. You can send us an email. The Steve and J Show at gmail.com. Our website, once we get it working and it's still in construction right now, is SteveNJShow.com. No, the.
And then Twitter is at SteveNJShow.
Right, exactly. Also, please, if you could click subscribe down below.
That's most important.
And click that little bell if you want to be notified when we post new stuff. We promise not to post things too late in the evening. Thank you guys for watching, listening.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. We love you guys. Thank you.
Love you.